Evening. I'm Bill Grear, one of the Morton Grove Village trustees. I'm here to recap our September 26, 2011 trustees meeting at Village Hall. We had a roll call, everybody was present, and then we started with the Pledge of Allegiance. We had the approval of the minutes of the last meeting, was August 12, 2011. And we followed into, there was no special reports or public hearings. And then we went to the President's report, and Mayor Stackman had two different proclamations. He had proclamation for Fire Prevention Week, which is October 9th through the 15th. And then he also had, the second proclamation was Crime Prevention Month, and that's the October Crime Prevention Month. He also had two commission appointments, both on the Cable and Telecommunications Commission. Pat Cancer and Jordan Kaplan, both were unanimously approved to be on the Cable and Telecommunication Commission. No formal report for the clerk, but it was nice to see Tony Kalagarakis back from his absence. We missed him, and it's nice to see him back. The staff reports, neither village administrator or corporate counsel had reports. Then we went into trustees report. Trustee DeMaria did not have a formal report. He did say that he went to visit Fair City, which is our new haunted house exhibition on Austin Avenue. I believe it's 8200 Austin. He went with the fire chief to make sure everything was up and running the way it's supposed to be. And that is actually, they have a special on the residents of Morton Grove, October 1st and 2nd. I believe it's half off. So go out there and get your tickets. It should be fun. Trustee Gomberg had no formal report either. Myself, Trustee Greer, had no formal report. And then we moved into Trustee Marcus, which he had several ordinances and a few resolutions. Trustee Marcus had Ordinance 1134. That was amending Title 5, Chapter 13, Article E, Section 1, entitled Streets and Alleys Designated as a One-Way of the Municipal Code. We moved to accept Ordinance 1134 to make it a We moved to accept 1134, excuse me, on a 4-2 vote. We had Public Works Director Andy Damani speak of this ordinance. It was kind of a controversial one-way or two-way speed bumps or no speed bumps, and Public Works Director Damani recommended that we stick with the ordinance 1134, not to go into speed bumps. He felt it would open up a can of worms throughout the village and make it a little more difficult to respond to other alleys. So that, like I said, that was a 4-2 vote in favor of Ordinance 1134. And we moved to Ordinance 1135. This also was a second read. I apologize, the first one was a second read and we voted. Amending Title 5, Chapter 13, Article F, Section 1, entitled No Parking Streets, and Title 5, Chapter 13, Article F, entitled No Parking During Certain Hours of a Municipal Code. That was approved 6-0 on that ordinance. Then we moved to Ordinance 1136. This ordinance also was a second read. It was a unanimous vote of 6-0, amending Title 5, Chapter 13, entitled No Parking Streets, and Section 3, entitled Time-Limited Parking Zones of the Municipal Code. Then we moved into Resolution 1136 that was introduced tonight. It was unanimously approved 6-0, approving an agreement for access to the Cook County Geographic Information System, better known as GIS system, and that was approved. And then Trustee Marcus had a Resolution 1147 that was introduced tonight. We voted on it, authorizing the sale of surplus personal property owned by the Village of Morton Grove throughout the Northwest Municipal Conference. And we approved the sale of that. Then his final resolution was 1148, authorizing the annual Veterans Day Parade, which is going to be November 6th. So come on out and participate in that Veterans Day Parade, please, on November 6th. And that was it for Trustee Marcus's formal report. Trustee Thill had a few ordinances, and they were first read, so we don't vote on them. Gives you residents an opportunity to look at that ordinance. If you had any questions about it, along with us trustees, we can digest it for 2 weeks and come back and vote on it. Just to explain a little bit why we have first reads, so we don't pour it down the residents' throat and then they come back and say, why did that happen? So we had Trustee Thill, like I said, is first read. It's Ordinance 1137. This is granting amendments to special use permits for the property located at 6040 Oakton Street in Morton Grove for the replacement and installation of antennas and related equipment on a village water tower. Okay, now we have Ordinance 1138. And that was also a first read, granting amendments to special use permits for the property located at 8220 National in Morton Grove for the replacement and installation of antennas related to equipment on the village water tower. And that was it for Trustee Thill's reports. Trustee Thill had one more ordinance. It was a first read also. It was 1139. This ordinance is approving and authorizing an amendment to the lease agreement between the village and Sprintcom concerning real property owned by the village and located at 6040 Oakton Street. And that was all Trustee Thill had. Trustee Toth had no formal report, but she wanted to let the residents know that the students are going to come to the Village Hall October 26th for Government Day. And it should be an exciting day during the morning hours. October 1st is St. Martha Oktoberfest, she had mentioned, and that was all it. We had no other formal business. And we read, Trustee Toth read the presentation of warrants, and that was approved unanimously. And then we went to the resident comments, and we had one resident, Joe Hedrick, the liaison to the American Legion, came and spoke about our Veterans Day Parade, November 6th. He encouraged people to participate, not just to watch. And then he also recognized the wonderful service they had for Alex Brown, a war vet that they honored last week, and they made it Alex Brown Day. And he had said what a nice day that had become. And then that was about it for our September 26th Village Board meeting. And I'm Bill. And also our next Village Board meeting will be October 10th. And I'm Bill Grear, and you have a wonderful day. See you soon.